Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Herocross Alien Hybrid Metal Figuration number 23, the Alien. Spot's already had a look at the Predator from AVP and thought it was fitting enough that we had a look at an Alien, not quite from the same property granted, but from the original Alien movie. Comes to us from the folks over at Herocross, the folks that are creating a ton of the hybrid metal figuration figures. A little small, a little cute to some extent. I wouldn't necessarily say that, the xenomorph here is cute, but you'll see what I mean when we get this guy out of packaging. Speaking of packaging, we've got the xenomorph on the front there with some series of eggs down below, some opening, some still closed. I like the ones that are still closed. Side of the package, you've kind of got a larger image of the figure itself. And then on the back, an idea of what the figure's going to look like. It comes, of course, with a display stand and even comes with a face hugger. To check out more from Herocross, you can go to www.herocross.com. And just finally, before Spot gets this guy completely open out of the packaging, there is a flap on the side of the box, which is magnetized. You can open that up, giving us the original Alien poster and what the figure is going to look like on the side. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Herocross Alien Hybrid Metal Figuration number 23, the Alien. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Like when we've had a look at other Herocross figures, the Alien also gets himself a display stand featuring HMF number sign 023 and the Alien on the front. I applied this sticker on the front. I also applied this sticker on the top there. And as with the other Herocross figures that we've seen, there's little pegs at the top there where you can attach the hands. He only really comes with 2 hands. He doesn't come with 4 extra hands, but you can peg the extra 2 on those pegs. The neck is adjustable, both in the base joint as well as the middle joint and the top joint. This also rotates, and you've got the waist clip that opens and closes. But you can take the extra hands, and some of them fit a little bit better than others, I find. Like, I think the thing is the display stands are default. Like you'll see here, for example, the Alien hand, the wrist socket, is extremely small. So in this case, it might not actually fit the Alien hands as best as it would, say, the larger scaled hands. That's really okay though, because the underside, as you've seen before, there's a little compartment on the bottom that's magnetized, and you can keep all the extra hands in there, whatever you really aren't using. Alright, so let's have a look at the Alien. Now, I really was interested to see how Herocross was going to handle this particular release, because the Alien proportionately is a little bit different than other characters. He's not quite the same build as a human. He'd be a little bit on the skinnier side. Now that I have him in hand, I think Herocross did a really great job on him. Now, he's based on the original Alien movie, so things such as the dome, very predominantly clear on this release. This figure does actually so good of a job. I'd love to see them re-release this guy with a blacker dome. As you can see, you can make out there's more of a skeletal front to this xenomorph. I love how the underside of the dome is more of a brownish color. It's almost borderline a caramel color. I'd like to see more of that on the front. I'm not as particular when it comes to having the skull visible on the xenomorphs. I kind of like more of a dark or black dome. So I'd like to see that maybe for a future release. The rest of the figure, though, turned out astonishingly well. He's very posable, as you would come to expect. The coloring of him is almost blue. I don't know if the camera's maybe picking it up, but it's less a black and more a dark blue, almost borderline purple that's making up the majority of the figure's body. But all the traits that you would find on a xenomorph are here on just a smaller scaled figure. By the way, let's bring the camera in here. His mouth does open and close. And as you would expect, let's move the hands out of the way. As you would expect, if you open up the mouth, the smaller jaw is on a spring. It pops right out. And then just to get it back in there, you just push it in. You should hear like a little push or a little click, and then you can close it back up again. Something clever, and one of the few companies that I've actually seen do this, they release actually spit, or drool, if you want to call it drool. They released it as an extra piece that you can add to the Xenomorph. You just take that and fit it, kind of just fit it in between his mouth until it looks to the desired drooliness that you would like on the figure. See, it drips all the way down to his chin and just extends out in these little trickles, slimy strings. Ew, that's so gross. I think that's so very cool though. And probably if I'm going to be displaying, I'll be displaying them with that. I mean, are you kidding me? If you get that included with a figure, I'm going to be including that. I'm going to be displaying it with that. We'll just take this out of his mouth. This is a clear plastic, so again, be just a little careful on that. The other thing that he comes with is a face hugger. It's doesn't have any poseability necessarily to it. It's just a rubber, but it's been also painted quite well. A little bit of a darker color that they've added around the legs. And I guess the lung area of the face hugger. Serves no purpose to put it on his face, but comes a little face hugger there. When it comes to his poseability, now again, surprising, well not surprising, because I mean if you've picked up these Herocross figures before, you kind of know what to expect. They are super poseable. Xenomorph, his head, and through that you will probably trigger his mouth opening and closing. His head is on more of the limited end of the poseability. There's not really much to be said for the head there. However, the shoulders are ball jointed, and they just peg back into place. I think I did actually, oh no, I did actually break it. Oh no, oh no. I was gonna say they're ball jointed, but be very careful of rotating them too much. I'll have to grab some glue. Bananas. I'll have to get some glue and pop that back into place. Oh, that's a shame. As for the rest of the body is on a ball joint legs, hinged knees, hinged feet, and a pivot at the four toes there. His tail does not seem to have any sort of poseability to it. There's a wireframe near the end, but near the base of the tail, it doesn't seem to have any poseability there. So you basically would have to bend this part to get any poseable options going on there. Oh, that's such a shame. I was even thinking to myself when I was rotating, I'm like, oh, that seems like it's a little looser than I was expecting. Sure enough, it popped right off. See, you got to be careful when you do stuff like this. But a little bit of glue, it'll be good as new. I do really like this figure, though, of course, disappointed that the arm just broke off, but I'll have to get some glue and fix that. It'll be good as new, and then it'll be as good as this one right here. Today's collectible Spot was having a look at the Herocross. Oh, it's disappointing about the arm. We're having a look today at the Herocross hybrid metal figuration. We're looking today at Alien, or the Xenomorph. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.